today we're gonna try something a little difficult, but it's only about an hour to make, 20 minutes of marinade, and about 20 minutes of cook time, a little prep time in there. I think you'd be in and out in an hour and have a great meal. The bigger challenge is actually saying the name. Now, it's a Puerto Rican dish, which Puerto Rican's got some great food. Kind of Latin inspired, but to say the name is a little difficult. So I'm gonna do my best to say this. Bistec Encebollado. So, Bistec and Bistec en-seh-boh-YAH-doh.
Great. So we're just gonna try and sear.
We're gonna start with the marinade first, and what I have in here is some olive oil, some vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, and the minced garlic is in here as well. All right, let's add this into the bowl. See all that garlic in there. Make sure we get all that. And now our dry ingredients. We've got dried oregano, some adobo seasoning, salt, pepper, paprika. So we're gonna kind of mix that in here like that. And let's give that just a little bit of a mix. Got a little clump in there. Let's get that of that adobo seasoning. I went with Dano's. Shout out to Dano's, fellow Kentuckian, for the adobo seasoning. Something I need to learn to make. Anyway, that's good and mixed. Let's add our chopstick. We want to make sure this is really good and coated. So the vinegar that's in here, and there's a little bit of vinegar in the Worcestershire sauce, but the little vinegar, the white vinegar that we put in here, that's going to start to break down those fibers a little bit. And even though it's 21-day dry-aged beef, with a chopstick is, one of your tougher cuts. So that's going to really help break that down. Now, the directions say wait for 20 minutes, let it marinate for 20 minutes. I would say you could give it up to an hour, even 2 hours if you wanted to, if life gets in the way, so to say. But I wouldn't go any longer than that, because that vinegar is really going to start to break down that meat, and it's going to give you a funky texture. So 20 minutes to an hour is perfect, and you can go longer, but I wouldn't recommend it. So let me get this in the fridge, and we'll be back and start cooking our onions down and getting ready to put this in and cook. A little oil to our pan here, a little olive oil. See that dancing around on it? That's plenty warm. And we're gonna put our thinly sliced onions in here. That should cool the pan down a little. As you can see, we left the onions as round. We just want to cook these down a little bit so they're translucent. Get them a little bit of color on them. Put some more oil on them. Let these cook down for about 6 to 10 minutes, somewhere in between. These are cooking down fairly quickly and nicely. And I think they're ready to come off. So I'm just going to set these aside, put them in a bowl. Pan back on the burner. Give it just a hint more oil. And we're going to fry off our steak. This is gonna cook really quick. Small, thin slices. And basically, we're just trying to get a bit of a, it's kind of hard because it's gonna boil rather than fry, but I just kind of want to get just a slight little brown on each side. So we've got our beef in here. We sauteed our onions down. Got them translucent, a little color on them. We got our beef in here going. And we're just trying to get a little bit of color on there. See, they're sweating. Now, we're gonna turn this flame down just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're gonna add the rest of the marinade. And I got about a quarter cup, a little more than a quarter cup of beef stock. And I'm going to add just some red and green bell peppers. I add these at the end because I'd like them just to be a little crispier. Actually, you know what? I might even wait. I might even wait a little bit. As let this cook down a bit. Essentially, we're looking for this sauce to cook down and get a little thicker, and all those beef flavors and everything to draw into that meat and make it succulent and delicious. Okay. Okay, now that we got it at a simmer here, let's go ahead and add our onions. Okay, so we put the meat in, we put the rest of the marinade in, we put a quarter cup of beef stock in, and now we're just letting this thing just reduce down into a great sauce. Our sauce is just about perfect. Let's just try to take a look here. You can see that's just nice and thick. I'd say this is reduced down to about 3/4. We're gonna go ahead and throw these peppers in here. Give it a stir real quick. They will release a little bit of moisture. And here comes that Kentucky rain. See if we can get this done before it gets loud. I did taste this, and I was thinking it was going to need some salt and pepper, but it does not. It's the ingredients that are listed are perfect. It's got just the slightest tiny little bit of bite to it. The salt is right on perfect, and the black peppery is perfect. So let's get this plated up. We'll just drop this right on plate here. Ideally, you'd have some rice. Guess what I made, honey?
What'd you make? Dinner?
Let me see if I can say it.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Bistec Encebollado. Bistec Encebollado. Why does that sound Asian and not
Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican?
I'm not really sure.
So the Kentucky friendly pronunciation is Bistec Encebollado. But anyway, look at what we did here. Man, does that look good?
It does.
It does.
I can't
look
wait
good.
to try it.
So we're gonna, just to freshen it up a little bit, we're gonna put a little bit of lime on it.
I love lime.
Okay.
kind of meat did you use? I was gone all day.
Cube steak.
Cube steak.
Let's get one that's got a lot of sauce on it here.
First cube steak without it being fried.
Or made into Salisbury steak, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
There you go.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna grab
got
a couple
one.
peppers. All right.
You gonna grab pepper with yours?
There's a green pepper and a bell pepper and a orange pepper. Where's my? Yeah. Here we go.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Mmm. That's really good.
That's great use of a cube steak.
That is.
The little bit of lime I put on there.
Balances out the heat. For
well,
me.
it's not hot. I don't think it's hot, but you could you give this to kids and be fine?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you got kids that don't really like heat, cut back on the adobo seasoning. But other than that, I think it's great. I'm gonna take another bite. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, that's like another one.
so it's not bad if I'm taking a second bite because it's supposed to be rule number 1. You only take one bite, but
I really like it with the peppers and the onion. Of course, I can't get an onion with my fork's full.
so I'm thinking over rice.
Look at that bite. Yum.
I'm thinking over rice. This is gonna be
Oh yeah.
excellent. So, make this again or don't make it again? Make it again. We could have this for dinner. Or outstanding. Perfect. Well, that's all for this one. If you learned something, or if it made you laugh, or anything, give us a like, subscribe, and come hang out with us in a couple of weeks when we download the next one. Until next time, Bob's your uncle.
Have a great day.